up guys, my name is Gemini and welcome to Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Now I'm starting with Sonic 3 instead of Sonic 1 because Sonic 3 and Knuckles is actually my favourite one of the entire series, and as you can see I've already played it a lot. Now I'm really actually starting with this because I like the fact that I've already got the best character in the game, which is Hypersonic. Now you can play as Sonic and Tails, you can play as Sonic alone, Tails alone, or Knuckles. But if you get all of the Chaos Emeralds, you get Supersonic, as pictured above. But if you get all the Super Emeralds, you get Hypersonic, and he's even better still. This series has managed to do something that not many others can, which is improve every single time. Which means that it's better than its predecessors in every sense of the word. Like, there's so many different things that I love about this. Number one, and probably everybody's favourite part of this, is it has a save mechanic. Like, actually, this is a cartridge. Bear in mind, this game came out on a 16-bit cartridge and it has a fucking save mechanic. So, I'm just going to go ahead and start us off anyway because I'm rambling in Zone 1. Now, we open up flying to Angel Island. This takes place straight after Sonic 2. This alone is something that's an improvement on Sonic 1 and 2. Is you get cutscenes that explain a bit of the story. So, Supersonic had all the emeralds. Knuckles has been convinced by Dr. Robotnik that I'm the bad guy. And that I need sorting out. So, yeah, anyway. Oh, shit. So the basic premise is very, very simple. You're literally walking around, collecting rings, and you have to get to the next stage. But there are secrets. These giant rings would usually take you to a special stage, and they are really cool. They're actually a massive improvement on the original, but they are no less stressful. But you need to do these in order to get your super character. Because I've already collected all the emeralds, them giant rings just give me 50 rings instead. Oh, I've got a monkey man up here. So, what you're seeing now is my normal state.
And this is the ghost! Even further beyond! I'm ready. Show me what you got.
What? And this is Hypersonic. And he's just so ridiculously overpowered. Like, everything about him is just massively super. He's basically Supersonic on Vet. So, as well as being invincible like Supersonic is, he also gets a new look because it's multicolored. He gets a double jump and screen clearing ability, which is that one. I'm going to put an epilepsy warning in here, but yeah, he's just so cool. Like, he's an amazing character, and you never really get to see him again after this one. That was another super ring. And I will talk about other things apart from just him, because he does make the game a bit too easy. Like, as you can see, not struggling with anything here at all. And you don't even have to really do the puzzles. You don't even have to really fight the bosses with this dude. I can literally just stand here. If I don't move, it won't make a blind bit of difference. But I'm just going to get this guy out of the way really fast. Woo! And that's stage 1 done. 2 minutes in and we're already sorted. And that was because I was gabbing away. You can probably do that in 30 seconds if you really tried. As you can see, I've got a whole ton of lives because I played this game a lot. I don't see myself losing anytime soon, but yeah, as for improvements, like even just a normal jump, if you double jump, you get this little shield around you that's just a nice little addition. This was the first time Sonic had actually incorporated using like special moves. Elemental shields, new character dynamics, you know, each individual character has their own specifics. This is one of the elemental shields I was talking about just now. This one happens to be the water one, which gives you the ability to breathe underwater. So if I stay underwater with that, I won't breathe. But if I do my double jump ability, now I bounce. And it's the first time this was ever incorporated into a Sonic game. The regular shields were always a part of the Sonic franchise, ever since part 1. But these are the first and only time I ever see elemental shields. I think in the new game Sonic Colors, you get to explore some of the different types, but I've never actually played it. This is the electric shield, so it's got like an electronic charge to it. So this will attract rings, but it goes out when you go in water. But that gives you a nice double jump ability as well. Oh man, it's just so cool. This game did something that most of the others couldn't accomplish. this was how you used to get, these are special stages, and these are how you used to get Chaos Emeralds, but now it's just like, yeah, I'm glad they sort of took that aspect away from it as well. Like, when you were hunting for the Chaos Emeralds before, it was quite difficult to get them, because you had to always have 50 rings to get anywhere near it, to get these special stages and have them unlocked. Whoop. Boring. Sound effects are awesome. But just everything about this game is a massive improvement. It's huge because the music, even some of the music in this game, although controversial, was made by Michael Jackson, who's uncredited. But it is, like, popular. It's really well known that Michael Jackson did actually play a part in this game's creation. He created some of the music, but I think he pulled out of it because he wasn't too keen on the direction the music was going. Which was odd, really, considering how successful this franchise actually is, but never mind. So, yeah. Oh! Well then! You've done fucked up! It's just so fucking good! Yeah, just the pacing of the game is brilliant, the speed to action ratio is really good, and the design layout as well. The layout of these levels is a little bit different because most of the original Sonic games were linear, meaning that if you wanted to play through the game, it was literally just front to back with very little exploratory value. Whereas this game, this one offers you a little bit more, in that if you want to play the game and check out all of the different nooks and crannies, you can go up, down, left, right, and check out all the different areas. There's also some parts of this that were only accessible to certain characters. You can only get the rings and the lives that are right at the very top of the levels if you can fly as Tails. Or some of the areas can only be climbed. So if you were climbing, then you would be like, oh shit, I can climb up this wall and I can access all the different lives. It was just so well done. Some people wondered why Sonic 3 wasn't like the complete edition. When it was first released, as Sonic 3 first came out, they only released half the game because of budgeting, mostly. So basically, they ran out of time. They promised that this game would be released, I think original Sonic 3 was released in February 1994. And in 1994 they said, you know, yeah, Sega Japan said, yeah, we're going to have this game done and finished and ready for consumers by February. And then because of budgeting issues and timing issues, they just could not do it. So, the absolute geniuses, and I don't use that word frivolously, that the actual geniuses at Sega decided that it might be a better idea for you to release half of the game now and half of it later with an add-on cartridge. The add-on cartridge would leave you, would give you access to the other characters. Like Sonic and Knuckles came out as its own game, and Sonic 3 came out as Sonic 3 Part 1. And Sonic 3 Part 1 was just like stages 1 through 6. What? Oh, the drowning music was still the scariest thing ever. But yeah, so oh, this is a good example of what the shields can do. Whoops, not that. This. Pew pew pew. So cool. Yeah, so the game was due for release in February, but they couldn't do it, so they brought out Sonic and Knuckles a bit later on. But they brought it out as an additional cartridge, which was like the original DLC, like before DLC was a thing. Again, bear in mind, this all occurred on a 16-bit cartridge. There was like, there's no way, like even this, even the frame rate of this being able to keep up at this time frame was just unbelievable. Some of the mechanics in this game were way, way beyond their time. Way, way ahead of the time. And that's what was so good about Sega Japan. Now, I say Sega Japan as if it's different to Sega America or Sega USA, because it was. They made different games. And I'm not going to pretend like I know everything about Sega and I know all about how they make games and all the rest of it, because I haven't got a clue. But I know that, like, Sega USA was responsible for Sega... sorry, not Sega, oops. Was responsible for Sonic 3D, I think it was. And it was sort of met with mixed praise. Met with mixed emotions, because Sonic 3D. I think Sonic 3 was originally going to be the first Sonic game that was ever made in 3D, but they didn't do it. The only thing 3D about this game was the intro sequence. You'll notice the intro for this game features a 3D Sonic. Oh, yeah, I love how easy the bosses are with this. Which way are you coming, fucker? Yeah, so... Oh, that was easy. Yeah, so that was the only 3D part of the game. And you could only play as Knuckles in part 3 and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, or Sonic and Knuckles by itself, which featured the last 6, I think it's 7, I can't remember, you get 6 or 7 episodes. 6 or 7 stages, sorry. But yeah, honestly, I can talk about this game forever, and I am not going to bore you with that. I'm just going to play. But, yeah, there's so many different things you can discuss with this game about its history and how it came out and why it's so ahead of the curve. This is largely accepted as the best Sonic game ever made. For a lot of people, especially people like myself that played the original when it came out, you know, during its release. Yeah, I'm old. But, like... You know, you're too old to play video games. No, you're not. Never too old to play video games. But this game came out when I was about 5 years old. And it's just so cool. And I loved it at the time. I remember being told about it when it first came out and seeing it played at expos and stuff like that. But I didn't have it myself. But when it came out, my days, it took the world by storm. Boom. And having that double jump feature, having that extra attack mechanic is just so cool. Whoop. That was lucky. I love this as well. Like, usually, water levels are the scariest thing that can happen to a gamer. But this one is so well paced that you just don't even think about the fact that you're struggling. You know, you don't even think about the fact that you're going to drown because it's just well done. That, and I've played it before, so I know where all the pitfalls are, I know where all the traps are, and I'm not too worried about anything, but... he can just get out of anything, he's never stuck. He is, like, game-breakingly overpowered, as you can see. I've literally just broke the game there by going back on myself. If I just keep going in a straight line, he's just... wow. So OP. But this game has a goddamn level select and almost downloadable characters and stuff like that. It's so ahead of its time that you wouldn't believe it. Oh, that's me. I just love the design of this character as well. Hypersonic and supersonic, the fact that they just like walk through walls with no bother at all. The fact that they fly, you know, they glide along. Having flying characters in video games when I was a kid was like the be-all and end-all. If you had a character that could fly, it's like, oh my god, you can fly in this game. And it's legit. Wow. There's a lot of mechanics about this game that make it really advanced for its time. Having like special collectible powers, having save mechanics and level select and everything like that. But on top of all of its benefits, and all of the great things about this game, it's good. And it's everyone's favourite because it's great to play. It's fun, it's enjoyable, it's well paced and balanced, and it's just... it's not too difficult. I remember completing this game as a kid. And I mean, I was a kid, like I was a full-blown child at this point. I wasn't like, you know, oh, I was like 15 or 16. I was about 7 years old when this game came out originally. Oops. So it really made me happy to have a game that was like this advanced, that I could do. You know, like some of the games I used to play as a kid, it was always like, oh, you have to play it through, but you have to get your dad to do certain bits of it. Oh, as if I'd be intimidated. I can stay with you for as long as I want, fucker. Oh. When Knuckles came out as well, it was mint because everyone was like, oh my god, you get a new character. And even the concept of having a different character to play as was just unbelievable because it's a Sonic game. So why would you ever need another character? Amazing. So, yeah. Anyway, enough talking about the history of the game because I will babble on about it for ages. I don't know if I'm going to play the game to completion because I haven't got a lot of time to record today. I might actually break this up into 2 parts. I might play Sonic 3, then Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Or Sonic 3 parts 1 and 2, however Sega want me to describe it. But even this, look, cutscenes. There's an explosion there which throws you into Marble Garden Zone. And I love that. I love the fact that there is actually an explanation as to why you are where you are. Because the other games didn't really have that. They were just like, first you're here, and then you're here. Because fuck you, that's why. And it didn't really explain why, and it didn't really need to. Boing, boing. Whoop! Bitch. Oi! That was a good way to nearly die. I also love how this one contains sub-bosses, and the originals didn't. The original games didn't have sub-bosses. They just had like you do Act 1 and Act 2, and then Act 3 had a boss in it, which was just Robotnik piloting some kind of big bad machine. Whereas this one has different badniks. So you have your traditional Robotnik piloting a big bad, but you also have like at the end of this level, you see that thing that was just drilling into the wall? That's like your super badnik for this zone. Badniks. I love that name. Fucking badniks. But badniks are basically the robots that are made by Robotnik that pursue you throughout the whole game and cause you problems. Oh shit, I think I needed that. Never mind. Yeah, Supersonic also can... Oh, no, I want that. Supersonic and Hypersonic can still die. They can be crushed. They can be drowned if you haven't got the right shields. Because I like that as well. The shields still take effect even when you're in your super form. Notice how I'm attracting rings now. That isn't a supersonic quirk or anything like that. That's literally down to the fact that I've got an electric shield on and I can't lose it because I'm invincible. So, yeah, having the invincibility is a massive factor. It does make the game a bit, like, easy to play, but I don't get bored of this. Like, I still think this is massively entertaining, despite the fact that I can't really lose. There are ways to lose, and I could make the game a lot more difficult, but it's not like, oh, you can play the game on hard mode or anything. Basically, playing on hard mode is just playing the game through, without Supersonic. But Supersonic didn't actually come into it until 1992, I think, until Sonic 2, yeah. The Sonic 2 release involves Supersonic. And a lot of people think that Supersonic was ripping off Dragon Ball Z. They think a lot of the Sonic series was ripping off Dragon Ball Z, in fact. Those of you that are familiar with Dragon Ball Z... Oh, there's my double jump. Bing. Awesome. So, a lot of you that are familiar with Dragon Ball Z was an anime/manga series produced in Japan that was focused around a hero called Goku, who came to Earth in a very Superman-esque fashion. You know, he came to Earth, he was stupidly powerful, and as time grew on, he realised how strong he actually was. He was found by a martial arts master that taught him how to use his power and his strength and everything, and taught him the fundamentals of martial arts, and made him, like, innately good. You know, like, Superman is the goodest good guy. Boing, bouncies. I used to always scare my little brother by bouncing on spikes. Yeah, I hate this bit because it means the level actually augments and changes around you, so you can actually die here by getting crushed between the level if you go too quick or too slow. That landslides and stuff. It's just so cool. It's so well done and well advanced. You can see why it took them so long to make. But yeah, so a lot of people were like, oh no, they just took that from Dragon Ball Z, and I bet that a lot of this game will have been inspired by Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z especially, because of the amount of similarities there are. So like, let's take for instance Supersonic just having a super form. Goku turns Super Saiyan. And when Goku turns Super Saiyan, he gets like long golden spiky hair, and he's stupidly powerful. Not to mention he can, you know, fly, and he's super strong, and he's practically invincible, and all the rest of it. So there are a lot of similarities to be drawn out of it. But also, everything right down to the characters. So, Sonic is your hero, obviously. but he also has like an anti-hero in Shadow the Hedgehog, which didn't come out until years and years later in Sonic Adventure 2. Shadow the Hedgehog wasn't even a thing at this time in 1994. He was probably nothing more than a concept art if they'd even thought of him. Like, I know that they thought of like a dark or evil version of Sonic, because they dabbled with the idea of evil Super Sonic being an evil character in the comics, because Sonic comics, in the Sonic comics, Super Sonic was a bad guy, and he was evil, and he was terrifying because no one could beat him, and he was out of control and really scary. But, you know, I love that screen. Whoops. So, yeah, he's just an amazing character, but, sorry, I keep getting distracted by how fucking cool this is! But, so yeah, Goku obviously has his main bad guy, his main rival, which is Vegeta, who is a good guy on the face of it. Nope. Who's a good guy on the face of it, but he started out evil. And he's always like, you know, he's fighting with the main character and giving him jip all the time because he's a good guy, you know? And he started out as a bad guy. Uh-oh. Oh, it's this again. Whee! And then you get Knuckles the Echidna. Knuckles, who is a completely different race to Sonic, you know. Knuckles is an echidna instead of a hedgehog. He's a different colour. Piccolo's green and Goku's white. And without getting racial... Uh-oh. Ah! But yeah, without getting racial, like Piccolo, Knuckles came into this game as Sonic's enemy and ended up being his ally. And that's the same way Piccolo works in Dragon Ball. Piccolo was the main bad guy in the original Dragon Ball series, but then as time went on, he became Goku's friend, and he ended up teaming up with Goku to fight bad guys, just like Knuckles does here. Uh-oh, is that too far or not far enough? I don't know. Yeah. Save me. Oh, Jesus. I've got a really itchy nose, sorry, that's disgusting. But yeah, so loads of people draw similarities from it, and they're like, oh no, well Sonic came out first, no, Dragon Ball came out. Dragon Ball did come out first, and it would be naive to suspect that nothing was drawn, you know, no inspiration was drawn from Dragon Ball, because I was inspired by Dragon Ball. I started kickboxing because I was inspired by Dragon Ball. I always wanted to be Goku. I dyed my friggin' hair gold. But I was also really inspired by Sonic, because Sonic, growing up, was my fucking hero. Like, Sonic the Hedgehog was the man when I was a kid. I watched, they even turned Sonic into an anime series in itself, called Sonic X, which was the first series to ever feature Sonic as Super Sonic. And that was just a dream come true for me. I couldn't believe that they'd actually put him in it. Because they based the whole thing on Sonic Adventure, which was a game that came out for Dreamcast, which I maintain was a phenomenal console. Well, I loved my Dreamcast. I was absolutely in love with it because it brought Sonic to life for me, and it rehashed Super Sonic. You know, it made Super Sonic 3D. I remember a friend of mine telling me that he had a 3D Sonic game where Super Sonic was actually a thing, and I didn't believe him. I didn't believe it was a thing because as a kid I was really poor, so I didn't really get that that was a thing. Oh yeah. Ha! Meow. Oh, this fight's so much fun now that I can fly. Just throw me all over the place. I don't even know if I'll glitch the game out by winning this fight as Hyper. Oh. No, I guess not. Bye-bye. My brother absolutely loves Robotnik as well, you know, especially the original version like that. I've been trying to get a plush toy of him, but it's really hard to get, and the ones you can buy, especially the originals, are really expensive. Score doesn't seem very high, but it's because I haven't done any of the special zones. They get, when you collect Chaos Emeralds and Super Emeralds, they get you loads and loads of points, which is where I got all the lives from. Oh no. Boom! It's fucking mid. Oh, wow. Even just things like this, you know, the level design is above and beyond what it ever was in the original games. I really do. I think Sonic 1 was the hardest game out of the lot of them. I find Sonic 1 hard to complete now. Never mind back then. Like, I used to think Sonic 1 was really difficult when I was a kid and I could never do it. Sonic 2 was probably the first one I ever actually played to completion. And Sonic 3 was just... You see that? And Sonic 3 was just it for me. Like, Sonic 3 was as good as it got because I could actually play it. It was so well done that I could actually play it as a kid and enjoy it thoroughly without having to cheat. Although debug mode was one of my favourite things to do, but I didn't know about debug mode until I was about 12. Me and my brother will play retro games a lot because they're how we reminisce, you know, they're how we remember our childhood. God, this is shit. I just remember like getting really stressed with it. We used to play this level and neither of us could suss out how to get past Act 2 because there's a little bit in this where you get stuck. Ah! Oh, fucking bitch! I was having fun then. Oh, wait, that'll make things easier. Oh wait, is there a ring in there? Ah, there's a big ring in here. I know where to find all of these rings as well. Cheeky little rings on the go. Oh, no, there's nowhere through there. Whoop. I also like doing this. Helter Skelter! Yeah, this is reminiscent of Casino Night Zone. Which again is like a staple in Sonic games, and always was. Casino Night Zone lived on in like the future games as well. I haven't played many of the recent Sonic games, to be honest. I didn't fall out of love with them or anything, I just got really poor and I was just like, okay, now I can't afford a PlayStation 4 to buy the new games. I still don't have one. Even now, PlayStation 5 comes out soon. And I still don't have a PlayStation 4. But I have a kick-ass PC. Which is actually what I'm playing this on at the moment. I'm not playing it on the original Mega Drive, which I would love to do, and I don't mind doing, but playing it on this just makes life loads easier for me because I just... Oh, hi! Because I just, like, I can just download an emulator or something like that. And a lot of people don't agree with emulators, but it's my only choice at the moment. Like, right now, it's the only way I could really record this game. And I've had a few requests for it as well. I've had a few people actually request that I play Sonic games and original retro titles, because I play anything. I play retro games, I play horror games, I play action games, I'll play anything. Drop me a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you want to see me play, because I'd be more than happy to play loads of games. I play anything. I've played a lot of the old retro titles, but I'm not opposed to playing ones I haven't done, because there's hundreds that I haven't played. Alright. Moving on! Some of the soundtrack to this game is just class. Ah, no! No, I want those! No! Boing. Boing. No, not that far. God, it's a lot of effort to go to for 20 rings. Worth it. Wow. Yeah, the sound effects and the actual music to it is really well done. Got stuck. Boing. Oh. Yes. Oh, didn't mean to go in this, but oh well. Is this a different one? There are other special stages as well. It's not just this one. I just happen to have fallen into this one several times. This is probably the best one, or the most interactive at least. There's this one, and there's one that's like a giant gumball machine, which is loads of fun as well. I really like that one. That one's loads of fun. But I think this one's really cool because it sort of forces you to play with the timing a little bit. I also want to try and keep this bubble because it saves me from getting another water bubble. Oh. Shit. What up? What up? What up? No! I lost it! Bitch! Yay! I don't know why I'm chasing the life so much. I've got like 70 of them. I'm not going to lose anytime soon. Because not only do I collect loads of lives, but I don't really lose them because once you get used to it, it's not like I'm a friggin' expert or anything. It's just once you get used to playing the game, you played it so many times and it does become second nature to you. You know where all the traps are, you know where all the enemies are, so it just gets easy to dodge them. Not to discredit the game and say, oh, it's too easy to play. It's not by any stretch. It's actually quite challenging. Yeah, it's actually quite challenging in some respects, but the point is the game is playable for everybody. Everyone gets a fair shot at it. Not like when it was like when I was a kid, I played a game called Strider, and it was like it's so hard that I don't think I prick. But yeah, I don't think I could complete Strider now if I friggin' tried. And I'm like, oh. And I'm pretty well advanced when it comes to video games now. I've played my fair share. Oh shit. And it's only like a standard Mega Drive game, but there's some games like Strider and Chakan and I don't know if the Ninja Turtles game is as hard as everybody says it is, but I'd definitely be prepared to give that a try as well. Is it Ninja Turtles? Yeah, it was Ninja Turtles was supposed to be one of the best retro games and one of the most difficult ones. But I never actually got to play it. I didn't actually get an SNES until I was like fairly old. This was the bit I always used to struggle with as a kid too, because I couldn't figure out how to make that move. Big ring. Pew. It's so dynamic as well, like I'm only playing as Sonic as it stands, but you can play as Knuckles, you can play as Tails, but they have their own different things. Like Sonic has his patented double jump, and obviously Hypersonic is a character all of his own volition, but if you play as Knuckles, Knuckles can glide. If you double jump, and he can stick to walls as well, which was another thing that took me a while to suss out, because I didn't know he could stick to walls, I just knew that he could glide, and that was an awesome feature, but I didn't know it could be done, so it was quite hard. When I was younger, I was like, no, what do? I don't know how to do this. Whoops. I'm just going to hover on the top of the water then. Bosh. Sick. Wow. Gameplay's so fast sometimes too, you've got to really know the levels, so you don't get trapped. Don't know why I'm doing this. Oh look, yeah, you can tell that they just sort of colour swap the yellow as well because the yellow balloons glow. But that's fine. That's all right. There's so many good things about this game that you can forgive the mistakes. Like some people will say, oh no, the originals are quite sloppy and there's a lot of mistakes and they cut a lot of corners. I don't think they did, and I think anything that they did cut a corner on, or maybe, you know, try to produce cheaply, if that's even the right word for it, I think it's all forgivable because it's just so well done overall. Especially considering they were pushed for time, and back then, game releases being delayed wasn't a thing. You know, it was just like, it comes out in February, and it did. It comes out in November, and it did. It just was. And no excuse was good enough for the gaming community because you adhere to timescales, and that's just how it was. That's just how shit be. I'll turn the power back on. Do another one of these. Oh, this is it. This is the bubble. Oh no, it's not. It's the bloody casino one. I hate this one, so I always lose all my rings. I often try and get out of this level as quickly as I can. I'll collect a couple of rings, make sure I get a continue or something like that, and then I'll just get out of the level as quick as I can, which you can do just by staying in the same spot for too long. And they turn into goals. But I hate that one. That's the only one where you can really lose rings rather than gaining. A lot of people didn't like Sonic 2 because it wasn't quite as polished and refined as Sonic 3. This was a bit I used to get stuck on because you have to hold up, then hold down, then hold up, then hold down, then hold up, then hold down, and jump off. And I couldn't suss that out as a kid, it just like defied me. But yeah, it wasn't quite as refined as Sonic 3 was. So like you'd get like proper bullshit deaths, you know, where you'd be falling, you know, you'd be going down something really, really fast, and right at the bottom there'd be spikes, and you'd be like, ugh, dead, bollocks, that shit. And some people couldn't cope with that. I could, but it was only really, it only bothered people because there was like a continue system. You had like a finite number of continues where you would like, if you died, that was it. You had to start all over again, which was just the way games were back then, and it's the way a lot of games are now. You only get so many chances to actually complete the game. But it's in my opinion, it's a pretty fair way to play. Ooh. I hope there's some up here that's worth having. Ugh. Oh no, bollocks. Never mind, I'm just gonna go this way, fuck you. I pretty much know that nothing's worth having because right now all that's worth doing on this game is getting Super and Hypersonic. And as of doing that, everything else becomes irrelevant because you don't really lose lives when you've got a super character. Because the levels are quite generous with the rings. As you can see, I've got like 200, I've gained 2 lives just on rings alone. Just through this level. I'm gonna do another one of these. Oh no, it's a fucking casino one. You bastard, you dare take all of my rings and I will cry. Oh yes, yes, we benefited. Let's go, let's get out. Go, 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 off, quick while you're ahead, kids. Sonic always used to... I used to watch a Sonic series as a kid where Sonic used to give you advice and he'd tell you about gambling is bad, smoking is bad, paedophiles are bad, and all the rest of it. But he had so many good quotes from it, it was really good. Ah, Knuckles, you legend. This was one of the longer levels too. Oh! Oi, you fucking bitch! Now look what you've done. Yeah, regret. Unlimited power! Whee! I also never understood why there was all little actual animals inside the badniks and the robots. I think it's like there's quite something like deep and dark, like it like sucks the life out of them or something. Oh. Poof! There, this transition as well from there, you get fired all the way to here. And then you do this! Down! This soundtrack as well. Ah, so good. All the different sprites for him as well. I can jump here, but if I do, I'll lose these. There they are. Bosh! Avalanche! Ha! So cool. Now this level has a bit of fuckery in it because it's got them little bastards that, you know, the ones with the spiky balls all the way around them. But in this one, you're able to use your like Sonic Flash to get through them. I'll show you when I find one. So like, this guy is essentially untouchable, but with the Flash, boom, you're able to get through him. Try and get a life before I start cheating. I know I can have hyper right now, but I'm not gonna. Oh, yeah, I am. Yeah, yeah, I panicked. Sorry. Well, this is a good bit as well. Now, the level design as well on these, it's not linear. It goes that way. It's like a horizontal level design, which is somewhat completely different. But some of the levels go down instead of up, down instead of straight, which was really cool. A lot of people weren't expecting that. And the first one I think that did it was the last one I did was at Marble Hill Zone. I can't remember, Spring Hill or Marble Hill. I can't remember. I think it was Marble Hill Zone. The one I just did anyway, the one before Casino Night, where I had to fly to beat Robotnik and Tails had to back me up even though he hasn't been here for the whole thing. Oh, you're so cool. Yeah, glide on the spikes. So OP. Yeah, this is fun too. I like this. You can push this along. It goes. But I'm doing that. Even like everything, even just standing right at the edge of something as Super or Hypersonic makes you do that. He's got his own animations for everything that make him look more confident, stronger, and everything about him just oozes superpower. And I think that's what I love about the character, because I'm such a friggin' megalomaniac. My favourite characters in every franchise just tend to be the strongest of everything. I used to argue with my friends all the time about whose favourite character would be Knuckles, because at the time, I genuinely believed Knuckles to be the strongest character, even though he probably wasn't, especially not compared to Super or Hypersonic. Oh, fuck. It's quite hard to play, though, because the level will just keep looping. Like, I can't do anything so wrong that it's just impossible for me to win. But you have to sort of slow down your gameplay a little bit to let the game keep up with you. Because if you don't, you get some bullshittery happen that sort of punishes you for using such a powerful character straight off the bat. Yeah. Who have we got then? Also, I think Sonic and Knuckles has the best sub-boss music. And you'll probably hear it in the next episode. I don't think I'm going to play through the whole thing this time, only because it is a long playthrough, this one, and I don't want all of my games to be like super long and super drawn out, especially because people like, I've had a couple of people say to me, "Oh, Gemini, your gameplay's so long. Why do you play games for so long? What's your deal?" Oh yeah, and also Electric Shield is invulnerable to ice. Now he's completely naked. Oh, boom! Fuck you. I love this, like the different elemental shields have different properties to them that all have their own merits, which is fucking awesome, and I wish they'd incorporated this into more games in the future. I don't think that Sonic went bad after this game. I think Sonic Adventure is one of my favourite games of all time. It really, like, made me who I am. Not like, you know, it didn't change my life necessarily, but it had such a huge impact on the way I used to see games, especially Sonic games, that it was a joy to play. You know, it created a whole new dynamic because you could learn about all these characters, but you had nothing to do with them. It really added a personal touch to the characters that you fell in love with as a kid. You know, like now Sonic talks and everything, and some people didn't like that. I loved it. I loved the fact that Sonic would then like communicate. Oh, look at you, badnik bastards! Boing. I love that Sonic would communicate with his friends and actually have a story behind him, because I always wondered what was going on, and that does actually go on to explain the events of Sonic 3, you know, it explains what Angel Island is. I didn't even register as a kid that Angel Island was not Green Hill Zone. I just thought, you know, it's just another place where Sonic goes. This place starts on a floating island. It's just so good. And I could gush about it all day long until I'm blue in the face, and it really wouldn't bother me, but... Oh, yeah. I have to kill these just because they've fucked me so many times. No homo. Here we go. Right, let's try and do a normal fight. Well, actually, I've got a shield, so I can kind of cheat. Absolute bitch. Well, you had your chance. Bosh. That was over quickly. Fuck you, robot egg. I love his animation when he's stuck on a corner or something. Like, Hypersonic and Supersonic just sort of lean on the tiptoes like that. Like, yeah, I ain't gonna fall, I'm confident as hell. But Sonic's like, whoa, no, blah, blah, blah. Launch base zone. I never liked this zone. This zone is probably my least favourite. Either this one or the third one. Just because a lot of fuckery goes on here. Yeah, that's what my double shield is good for. Like this. Well, I'll see what I can do anyway. I'll try and be reasonably good at it. But I was never very good at this one. Launch base zone, as you can see in the background, there's his death egg. He's repairing the death egg and he's using the power of the Master Emerald to do it. That's how he gets it back up in the air. The death egg obviously being a Star Wars ripoff of the Death Star. But the death egg was always like Robotnik's ultimate super weapon that he was going to use to destroy the Earth, or like to control the Earth more like. Also, I don't know if you guys remember the original Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon, where Robotnik was like a big fat guy with a jelly bean as a nose, and he used to yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot how hard this level was. Yeah, where it used to be like just Sonic, and Tails was like brown, Knuckles wasn't even a thing, and whee. Oh, Distraction City, bitch. Woo. Is this a fucking casino one? Bastard! I want to do the gumball one. At least I got a gun though. Whee. Let's go. Out! Leave! Go! Whee! Yeah. As if this guy wasn't fast enough. But yeah, I can just run back up there. Thank you. I want those rings. Even having the after image as well, like giving him another super form was just Sega's way of giving you something back. Yeah, that's what I mean as well. Again, going back, and I'm sorry I keep talking about Dragon Ball. I know it's a Sonic game, but like Goku didn't just have Super Saiyan as his super form. He had more forms after that, like Super Saiyan 3 and Ultra Instinct as well, which was just like ridiculously super overpowered that you can't touch him. And this all came way after Hypersonic, but Sega did that really well. They were just like, you know what? No, you can have an extra form, and it sort of rewarded you for doing the game all the way through, which was something you didn't see an awful lot of. You didn't get rewarded often. Like, if you would play games to completion or completing on the hardest difficulty, you didn't get a lot for it, whereas this one gave you a reason not only to collect all the Chaos Emeralds, which is the premise for pretty much every game, but also to complete the game in its entirety, to play through the full thing, and to even, like, you have to sacrifice the Chaos Emeralds to even have a chance of going for the Super Emeralds, and you're like, well, why the F would I do that? But you would do it because it's the way the game oh shit. Because it's the way the game wanted to be played. Gotta trap myself then. Meow, 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 meow. So what I do like about this level is how fast paced it is. It really lets you play it. Ooh. Play it to its full capacity. Sorry guys, I got a super itchy nose. It's because I got hay fever, and it really makes me tickle. Why wouldn't you just jump out of this fucking barrier thing and knock him out? I don't know if that's a song I'm supposed to be singing, but oh well. Can I jump off there? I'm not gonna try. Wait, oh I can't, fuck it, I just fucking... Oh, that's a lane to Robotnik as best you can as well. Even the bosses have different dynamics, and like, it almost has AI. If I wasn't Hypersonic here, I couldn't hit him there, I'd have to wait for them to come down and attack me. Which is really cool, because it makes you think more about how you're playing the game. The title. So yeah, you got everything was new about this game. New dynamics, new characters, new bosses, new systems. Like, the save mechanic, not only is it a save mechanic, but after you complete the game, it becomes a level select. So you don't have to play through the whole game again if you don't want to. And also, you can play as Hypersonic from the beginning like I'm doing, or Supersonic from the beginning. So you're not sort of trapped in like a linear cycle where it's just like, oh, this is getting boring now because I keep playing the game over and over again. Oh, really? Oops. Nope. This way. Nope. Bitch. Oof. Meow. Shit. Yeah. So I'm trying to break through it quite quick so that I don't run over time. Because I am, like, no joke, I am limited to how much time I've actually got today. I only actually have about an hour to get this recording done before I have to go, because my uncle's in town. And he's come to see me, and he's travelled a really long way, and I don't really have an excuse not to go see him. Not that I wouldn't want to, I do actually want to see him because I haven't seen him for years. But it's probably been about 2 years since I last seen him, and it's very rare that he ever gets a chance to come into town. Woo! So I am trying to best do this a little bit quicker than I normally would do a playthrough, but I promise you I will do this one, and I will do the next part of it as well, quite sharpish. Like, I'll probably do the next part tomorrow, so expect a pretty quick release on the next part of this game. Whoops. Egypt. Oh, shit. Oh, no. No! So quick. So fast. Get down there. Have you guys, do you remember the music when you got stuck underwater in the original Sonic games? That was scary as fuck. It was always terrifying. I remember it being really frightening, and I remember being a kid thinking, oh my god, no. Panic, 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 panic. Oh shit, what's up there? What's up there? No! Not worth it, never mind. That's a fire shield. You haven't actually got to see that in play so far, but either way. Is this a boss? Right, okay. I've done this before, you can't jump over him when you beat him because it breaks the game. Yeah! I forgot about this! Oh, I love this. I used to call this Robotnik's blimp. Now, that's because in the original cartoon that I was talking about earlier on, Robotnik had a blimp, like a full Zeppelin. But I always thought this little hover car that he used to float about in, I thought this was his blimp. And so did my brother, so we just always used to call it Robotnik's blimp. Even though this isn't his blimp at all, it's just a hover car or something. But I'm calling it Robotnik's blimp. So despite my efforts, he successfully managed to launch the Death Egg. These massive, fiery, blazing rockets that I'm really, really close to. Oh, I don't even have a super character to fight the last boss with. Well, at least number one, you get to see the fire shield in action. And number two, you get to see me actually fight a boss without cheating. Okay. Alright, let's do it old school. Fuck it. I have to get it sooner or later. Zap. Bitch. Fuck. My timing's all off because I'm used to just being able to dive into him. Watch him. Whack. Fuck yeah. But it's not over. Wait. It's over. Alright, it must be on the other one then. But Sonic 3 pretty much ends here. You get disconnected from the Death Egg, luckily, and you just gently glide back to Earth. And we've done so much damage to this friggin' like city-sized structure that it's screwed, so it just falls to the ground. And it lands in Mushroom Hill Zone. Right here. Which is where we're going to leave this game. So fortunately, because there's a save mechanic, I can literally just pick this up where I left off before. So that was Sonic 3 Part 1. I'm going to leave this episode here for now. Please leave a like on the video if you're enjoying this content. If you want to see any more retro titles or any other games, just drop it in the comments below. Let me know when you want to see me play. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to see me play a few more games, things like that. I'm also going to be releasing some specialised content when I get to 1,000 subscribers, which is actually quite a way off yet. So don't worry too much. But if you want to help me get to that goal and achieve it, then just click that subscribe button below. But for now, I'm going to call it a day. Game over. Bye.